This is Elise. She's 37. I've become very good at pretending I'm okay with news that quietly wrecks me. Another pregnancy announcement, another ultrasound photo, another it's happened so fast for us. I smile, hug, say the right things, then sit in my car afterwards and feel something hollow open in my chest. We've been trying for years. Tests, appointments, calendars that turn intimacy into logistics. People tell me to relax or stop making it your whole life, not realizing it already is. What hurts isn't just wanting a baby, it's watching my sense of who I thought I'd be dissolve month after month. Last week, I packed away the tiny socks I bought years ago, just in case. I didn't cry, that scared me. It felt like grief had turned practical. Here's the truth I don't like admitting. I feel jealous of people I love, and ashamed that happiness for them can coexist with the heartbreak for me. I don't know how to hold both without becoming bitter or numb. My question is, how do you grieve a life that hasn't happened yet without losing yourself to resentment or hope fatigue? I want to start off by saying with this one, I don't feel too qualified to answer this one. Because one, I'm a man, and two, I'm not in this situation. And I feel like this problem can only be understood by people who have gone through it or are in that situation. This, to me, is one where you don't know until you know. But I'm gonna give my best advice, my best thoughts on this situation, because it could maybe give another perspective for someone who isn't involved in it. And I have to say, it's an awful situation to be in. It's awful. Because we almost look at it as it's a bit of a given that we're going to have kids. I know I do for me. I know for me, my plans are one day I have kids. I don't expect to come up against a problem of not being able to have them. And that shifting mindset about your whole life has got to be uncomfortable. That's how I would feel. Uncomfortable that I've had this set dream, this set mindset. It's almost natural that, yeah, that's the process we go through in life. We all eventually have kids. And because it's happening all around us, I can understand the jealousy. I can understand the hate, the resentment, because the world gives you a constant reminder of something that's out of your control. We have to think about it a different way. We have to find some value. We have to find some way of coping with this problem. And maybe it is time. Maybe it's not that this is forever. You hear stories that it just happens one day. And I think the value you can take from the perspective that you have, if you go from the point of view that you still have hope, that one day you will have children. What I have to say is, when you do have children one day, God, you're going to love them. God, you're going to appreciate what the fuck you have. Because for so long, you've dreamed of it. For so long, you've wanted it. And those kids, or that kid, is going to grow up with parents that absolutely love him to death, that want him, that have tried so hard to be in a position where he exists. That's almost unconditional love on some kind of level. If you can keep that mindset, and if you can hold on to, we struggle to get here. And the other perspective that we can have, if you are adamant that you're going to have kids, which to me, in my mind, I sort of am. Don't know about my partner. If things goes tits up, people only want their own kid. They want their own DNA. And adoption is always an option. if you've got that massive desire, if you can drop your ego in a little bit of a sense. And when I say ego, I describe it like that because I feel like that's what would get in the way of me. I want someone that is my DNA, my genetics, that they're mine. But I think unless you go through adoption, unless you're involved in adoption, I don't think you understand it. I don't think you see the truth in adoption. That is still your child, that is still your kid. And you're doing a great thing. Sure, it's going to be different than having your own kid, but it's going to be very similar as well. And I speak from the experience of having a family member who is adopted. And as a sibling, I don't see them any differently. That person is related to me. They're not genetically the same. They've not had the same upbringing as me from a young child. But they're still my family. There's no doubt about it. There's no questioning that. And I think people don't see that. And I think for me, my perspective in this situation is if it all does go tits up, I know I could adopt. Because I've had such a great experience with adoption, because it's in my family. So I'd say if you've accepted that there's not hope for having a child of your own one day, that maybe delve into adoption. Maybe push away that thought that it's not mine. Because once you push that away, the path's clear. The road is clear. You've got so far to go, and you're opening up and experiencing your life that maybe he's the one for you. Maybe he's meant for you. Because we can't plan our whole life. We don't sit down and plan our life and get what we want. And we shouldn't get what we want. Unfortunately, if it's not in the cards for you, it's not in the cards. There's bigger things and better things for you. But that doesn't help you cope with the fact that you're not getting what you want. I understand that. That bit I understand. Because it's this dream. And letting go of ideas and dreams is difficult. Because especially when we're stuck on it for so long, when we've been thinking of it our whole lives, when we've got this natural expectation for how life's going to go. You can't just switch it off like that and adjust. It's going to take time. And you've got a partner who's going through the same thing. And I say with any problem and every problem, you've got to talk about it. You've got to let people know how you're truly doing. Not just brush it off and tell people, I'm fine. We'll get there, and be positive. I know, I've done that. I've been that. And it's not the answer, because we're always going to have problems in our life. And it's not just let's just get through this problem however we can. It's share this experience with everyone. And it's hard to think about it this way because we're selfish. Because we're hurting that much. We can only focus our energy on ourselves. And it's not a bad thing that you're doing that. But you have to step out of your life. Step out and see what value can I add to everyone around me. Because if everyone does that, we're all benefiting. And what you should do and what you need to do in this situation, explain to people, show people how you're suffering and hurting and feeling. Expose people, yeah, I'm feeling jealous of you. Because these other people need to know what the fuck they've got. These people who just got pregnant, who have babies, who have children, they need to be reminded what they have. And there's a correct way of doing it. There's a way of doing it with care and thought. Not just abrupt emotion that forces gratefulness onto everyone. You just tell your story. your emotions, the struggle you're going through, and let the mind of humans work itself. Go home and say, God, I'm lucky. God, I'd hate to be in that situation. And they can have more appreciation for their own life and what they've got. I know I need that. That's where it comes from. I know I need people around me to tell me their struggle, to tell me what's going on, because for fuck's sake, it makes me appreciate. That's another reason why I love going through these problems, because it reminds me what I've got in life. The possibilities, the chances, the fantasies. My fantasy of one day I'll grow old and have kids. To hold on to that and see the beauty in it. And like I said, it's difficult to do that when you're in the struggle. When all your energy is just surviving, is just keeping yourself going. You feel like you're that close to crumbling. You feel like everything can fall apart. You feel like you could have a meltdown. So you're holding yourself together so tightly that you can't even think of what's helping other people. So this is more for the people who aren't in that situation, listening to this and realizing these are the times you talk, these are the times you listen and you let people speak to you. The people around you who you know are struggling, who are going through something, just being here for them. Let them tell you their story, their feelings, their emotions, no matter how soft you feel like they are. And that's difficult in a sense, to not judge someone and look and say, you're not going through anything. But to them they are. And like I said, those thoughts can make you look at yourself and say, they seem soft to me. Maybe they're not soft, maybe I'm tough. Maybe I've been through stuff. Maybe I've got a mindset that's stronger than them. So maybe I'm in a position to help them. Maybe I'm the person they should be speaking to, and I can give a little bit of advice, but mainly just sit and listen. Maybe that's why they can tell me that, because maybe they also know I'm the person they can speak to. And you've just got to listen. It's an important skill, and again, it's a tough skill. And I'm not saying I have any of this mastered, but I know the value in it, of just listening. It's more difficult than trying to figure out the advice for someone. It's just being there for someone, because that's all they need. This is why talking about your problems, talking about your struggle, doesn't necessarily fix your problems, doesn't get you the answer. You're not sitting down with someone and someone's telling you how to live life, how to get over this. The reason you're sitting down, the reason you're talking and opening up about the struggle that you're going through is, one, because you're always going to be going through struggle. That sounds daunting, but there's always going to be struggle in life, tough moments. So we can't just sit and have our head down and get through this one. We need to find a healthier way of coping with problems. And two, we need to get this shit off our chest. We need to let go of it. We can't hold it in. It's poison. You need to let it go. And by letting it go and telling people this thing that's been eating you up for so long, these emotions that we're all scared to share, to share that, I'm jealous of you, I envy you. I actually hate when you're talking about how great your experience with having a baby is. I hate it. I recognize it's not a good emotion, but I'm just letting you know that I hate it. And that's how much struggle I'm going through. And it's not about you, it's about the struggle I'm going through. And I'm not saying stop. I'm saying, listen to me. Listen to how much I'm hurting. And just be here like you are being here for me. Because what that does is that it sparks new ideas in your head. Now, you can't expect that, but what it naturally does, in my experience with sharing your deepest, darkest issues in life, the things that have got a hold upon you, Once you've said it out loud, once you've said it to someone, you've got over that embarrassment, that anxiousness that it's going to all crumble and turn out shit. You're going to offend people. You're going to lose people. You're going to be seen as this person that's not strong, not tough, that's having a mental breakdown, that's someone who's struggling in life. We don't want to appear that we're struggling in life, but we all go through things in life, so we shouldn't be ashamed that we are struggling. We all relate to each other. We just struggle to see it, struggle to expose it to everyone. And once you get over that hurdle and you push through the embarrassment and you talk about how you're feeling and what you're going through, truly what you're going through, you get it off your chest, you feel lighter, it makes room for thoughts that can actually help you. You then get the solution. This is why I'm saying it's not, oh, I speak to someone and they give me the advice. And that's also why you're just there to listen. You're not there to solve things for people. The true advice is you have the solution. You just need to get out your own way and take that step to get it off your chest, to let go of that serious problem that's going on inside you and make room for the correct way to be, the solution, the way to cope, how to get on with this, what to think. This situation is so big that you've got to take it day by day. No matter how long it's going to last for, no matter how long it's lasted for, day by day. Live in the now. You can't think too far in the future with this because the possibilities of your future are so different. And some people are right. You have got to live life. You have got to get on with it. You've got to not be thinking about it constantly, which is easier said than done. People aren't saying you just stop thinking about it and get on with it and it's so easy. It's difficult, but you got to have little moments you got to have breaks from this awful thing that's happening. And like I said, I don't understand it. And it's difficult for me to comment on this because I'm not a woman. And I don't know how that feels. Maybe even the feeling that your body's let you down. I know I've spoke to someone in the past who's similar, and that's how they felt. They felt that they felt shame for the body, shame for themselves, and embarrassment that they can't do this that you're meant to do. And no man can relate to that because it's not our situation. And it's hard to understand it from someone who isn't in that position. But you just got to keep going. I say it with any problem. You just got to keep going and trying and share. You've got people around you. Everyone's got people around them. They always say, I haven't got anyone. You've got people. If you haven't got anyone, find someone. I don't think people understand the desperation to not be alone. The desperation to open up to someone, to have someone there for you, to just listen. We've all got the opportunity to have those people around us. We're either pushing them away or not seeing them. When people say, I've not got someone with me, I've not got someone for me, you have. Everyone's got someone. People got more than others. And if you've got people, sit and appreciate them. Sit and use them, because there are some people out there in the world that think they haven't got anyone. But yeah, good luck. Peace.